Chapter 6, Emptiness and Fullness, says that a military operation should have no form, like water has no shape. When you pour water into a vessel with a pitcher or a lake, it's going to take the form of that lake. So it's determined by, and I don't know if exactly it's chapter 6, I'm pretty sure it is, but I'll check. Or I'll write it in there if it's not. It's determined by, the shape of water is determined by the earth. But the form of a military operation, or in this case, your business or yourself or whatever, is determined by your opponent. So what does that mean? That your actions are pretty much should be determined by your opponent. And then we know from what I told you that opponent doesn't necessarily mean somebody trying to kill or fight, but anybody, it could be competition, it could be a company, or it could be somebody you love, right? That word opponent still applies to that, okay? And like the book says, victory is determined by the opponent because you adapt to them, right? Establishing your victory in life depends a lot on what your opponent is doing. The next move you're going to make, or the first move you're going to make, depends heavily on your opponent. If they haven't moved yet and you move, it's probably because you know a lot about them and you know what type of strategies to use on them, right? Chapter 13 says it won't do to act without knowing the opponent's condition, and knowing the opponent's condition is impossible without espionage. So you must have already done some type of reconnaissance. You must have already checked out the scene, or got a spy on the inside, or got inside information, not illegally like on Wall Street, to find out what's going on, right? And then, so that is what the opponent's abilities and all of that, what they can do and what they're gonna do, is a big part of what you're going to do. It determines mostly what you're going to do is how you adapt to your opponent. So water, the shape of water is determined by the earth, but the form of a military operation or the next move you're going to make is mostly determined by your opponent and what you think they're going to do or how you can beat them, etc.